Okay, good evening, WorldCoin Talk community. Today we have an AMA with ADABoy. Now, ADABoy launched on 28th of July, so it's already been a great success for the BSC. 3 months is a long time, more like a year in the real world. So maybe, yeah, we usually start with a bit of your background in crypto and how it's been going for the first 3 months with ADABoy.
My personally background, or just the background of the project, or what are you interested in?
You personally, background in crypto, and yeah.
I got into cryptocurrencies in like 2012. I just thought they were very interesting. I was a graduate student at the time, and I was studying physics at PhD level, but I thought cryptocurrency was even more fascinating because it was economics and crypto. It was like cryptography all together. It was so cool, and comp sci. And I kept with it, and you sort of exit when the charts are red, but came back around to smart contracts recently, and met this team of developers sort of by chance. I knew one of them, and we were doing Fetus Doge project, which sort of wound down and then became ADABoy. That was several months ago, and we're still here, and we're still kicking. That's pretty much, I guess, the short story. But I've been with crypto for a long time. Loved it ever since
awesome.
I started.
Yeah. Wait, yeah, maybe. Can I make a mention? Cletus here was trading Bitcoin at the beginning. He's our original OG.
I definitely sold all of it a long time ago, but I don't worry about it because, I mean, who wouldn't? Like, I mined it. I mined a bunch of Bitcoin, and then it was like $1,000, so I sold it. Made a bunch of money. It was fine. Not worried about it. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and then could just go over. So how was it launched? A pre-sale and a private sale, and then what's been happening in the first few months with ADABoy?
So it was a fair launch, except with the exception that we airdropped all the holders of Fetus Doge proportional to their holding, because we told Fetus Doge we're just going to sell marketing wallet and launch a new token. That's what we're going to do. We didn't like the way it was going. And they all held on, and we airdropped a large fraction of the supply to the Fetus Doge holders. And then we fair launched the rest of it with just a couple of BNB, not very much. So no pre-sale, but definitely big airdrop, and it's sort of like a mixed, I don't know what you call that when you have already sold a bunch of tokens in another exchange for another token and then airdrop them. So it's just that's what it was. It's a lot of the holders came from our previous project, which still exists. You can still buy it, but it's pretty cheap now because it's sort of wound down.
It's sleeping, right?
Awesome. And yeah, so if we can go, we'll go into the crypto match in a second. Yeah. So we just go over the basics of the tokenomics, buys and sells, how that works with ADABoy.
The tokenomics are, well, it's a dividend paying token, pretty standard idea, right? And the there's a buy sell tax that is then converted to another asset and paid out to holders proportionally to their holding. So it rewards Binance Peg Cardano, which at the time we launched was like under $1 and totally pumped. Like, it was serendipitous that this was what we chose. So it was good for us because we kind of rode on Cardano's popularity at that time. So at the time we were rewarding 10% Cardano, but recently, once we got CMC, our volume became so high that we didn't want such a high tax. So we've now adjusted it down to 4%, and it works fine. You want to fine tune these depending on your volume. So when your volume's low, there's not much you can do. You try to bring it up, but our volume's been pretty good lately. So we've had a lower tax, and it's been pretty good for holders. You just hold ADABoy and you receive Cardano for doing nothing.
Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, Crypto Watch, which is going to be a kind of Tinder for crypto matching app. So yeah, they were like, you'd put in sort of your details, and then that would match up for them. Is that how it works?
Yeah, like unlike Tinder, which is a user match, this is a user project match. So project owners are a different class. So this is a little unlike Tinder in that way, right? So you're not trying to meet other users. Project owners are listing, and users are deciding on how they feel about the project, and then they put that in their portfolio or not. And in order for project owners to list, they have to do one of a number of different strategies. Mine is if they list with me, they have to give me 0.5 BNB, which I buy ADABoy and burn. That's like my thing. I like to make a spectacle of it. Others require that the project owner holds 50 million ADABoy, otherwise they lose their listing. So these are all strategies we use to like bump up the value of our token, and it's been successful because we've reached like a 1 million market cap, and since dipped down, but we're kind of creeping back up there now. It's about 800K at the moment.
Awesome.
The
So
chart
have you
is
had,
looking excellent today, by the way.
Yeah, it starts looking good. Yeah,
I would
we're
agree
pumped.
with you.
We are
And
pumped.
actually, we almost hit 2 million, I believe. So
Yeah, I got
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
So with crypto matches, a lot of investors been using that, and how's that been going? You've got version 1.5 now, and then version 2 will be coming up in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got about 800 users and about 50 projects, and version 1.5, I think that's kind of Johan's sort of overseeing that. I feel like that's the transition between version 1 and version 2, and I'm overseeing version 2, which kind of has a more data-centric vision, because I think the most interesting product that we are going to be able to offer is the data service layer, because what we're capturing is how users feel about projects. So you have the user project interaction, and then it's a blockchain. So then you can, if you want, go and find out how they in fact interact with blockchain, like whether they bought that thing or not. And then you can furthermore find out how the project did. So you can do risk analysis. You can figure out like what makes projects attractive. You can even do like user-user interaction. You can find out which users are similar. You could recommend projects to users. I have like ambitions for all sorts of data like layer services, like alerts for users. When a project that is amenable to their preferences comes out, they'll be alerted, and then there could be buy-ups for like early alerts or whatever. Like, it's a silly idea, like sort of like Tinder for crypto, but the data we're getting is good. It's a smart idea to like figure out how addresses think and feel about projects, because you wouldn't otherwise know this unless you had them log in and have a human interaction with a project.
Yeah, as it gets more.
I'd
Sorry?
like to interject very quickly that Cletus is discussing data. The reason why it's so important also is because he's a data scientist. We learn every day, and we're all very interested in that data, and I think it'll be productive.
It's how I see the world. I see everything as like a data opportunity. So when Crypto Match was like, it was like, okay, how can we use this? And I think it's fascinating. And one of the best things about blockchain for data science is the data is perfect. So like when you're a data scientist, you spend all your time cleaning shitty data, but that's not the case for blockchain. The data is formatted absolutely perfectly, and you only have to know what question to ask, and you get it. And so it's kind of like, as a data scientist, I'm like, oh, I love blockchains because this data is incredibly well formatted, and it's just a data scientist's dream. So you just have to collect what you want to collect. And I think data, with Crypto Match, we have a way to do that, and offer it as a service.
As it goes more in depth, you could maybe change it to Facebook for crypto. It could blow up. So
you can have users interact with users too. Like you can have users opt in to have the ability to find users like them. Like, I mean, you could even have a Tinder plugin where it's like, oh, don't you hate it when you're on a Tinder date and she won't shut up about XRP and you don't like XRP? Like, whatever. Anyway, like there are all sorts of opportunities for this, and I kind of want to release like a software development kit so that people can make their own client applications, because just the data I think we're gathering there's a lot of opportunities. You can have all sorts of apps off of it.
And is the data anonymous, or are you tracking the users on the platform?
We are not doing any opt-in like PII or anything right now, which we may consider in the future, but right now it's just their addresses and what they do. So whatever they give us, and we're not doing anything in order to like find out about who these people are. We're not making any effort to do that. I don't think that's ethical, and it's not really like, it's not any good. But I think what's interesting is like you have addresses identified, users identified by addresses, and then an address is good enough to go into the blockchain and figure out what they've done. So you have addresses and preferences and their preference strength toward projects. all the properties of those projects, all the properties of those smart contracts. You just got a lot of fucking data. It's a great data project to mess with.
Awesome. And is it just for the BSC now? Will you branch out into the cross chain of ETH and Solana and Cardano in the future? Or?
Yeah, we support ERC20 tokens. Probably for no other reason that we understand them. I mean, like BSC and ERC20 are like the same standard. So I see no reason why we wouldn't support other blockchains in the future. But I would just say that within the realm of my abilities right now, it's like I understand EVM smart contracts. I don't understand other ones. I'm not going to claim to, but sure, we'd love to, you know, yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty coming out in the BSC to keep everyone busy.
Yeah, but we have ERC20 tokens on Crypto Match as well. So that's like one of the filters is like BSC or ERC20. So more blockchain for sure, yeah.
Awesome. And you're building partnerships at ADABoy since the launch. How's that going? Who are you partnering with?
We have partnered with Babytron, and XRP Apes was like the first partnership. And those partnerships are still alive. Those are still like our friends that we interact with. And the developers from those were like in voice chat with us. And we just have a lot of fun with a lot of the people we've met. I think making the connections has been one of the funnest and most like fruitful parts of all this journey.
Awesome. And you're building a staking feature for ADABoy in the future as well, yeah.
I think that's been talked about. I don't fully understand it. In fact, I think when most people on BSC talk about staking, I don't know if they know what they're talking about, because like staking to me is a way for proof of stake to validate transactions, and I don't see any way. I don't know how that makes sense on BSC, to be honest. But like, I think there's a similarity between staking and holding in order to receive a dividend. I think like in that basic way, maybe that's what they mean, but I'm not sure what they mean by staking.
I can interject there a little bit.
Interject, go for it.
I'm going to interject. So Cletus is he's very particular about his term. So most of the things on BSC are pools, right? They're liquidity pools. You're basically liquidity mining for the most part on BSC. You're not really proof of staking. You're not approving transactions. You're not making sure the blockchain. You're not creating blockchains, whatever. So it's more like a liquidity pool. And so as far as ADABoy is concerned, you wouldn't really want to stake ADABoy necessarily, but we are looking into getting a pool for your peg to ADA as a reward, right? Because ADA itself doesn't give out any kind of reward other than value in ADA. However, if you have a place to pool it and earn, say, an APR on that, now you're actually earning a double reward. So that's something we're working on developing.
That makes sense in theory, yeah. That's interesting. Okay, when you explain it that way, Adam, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's
great, yeah. So, with Crypto Match and the data, you're going more in depth. Are you looking at maybe, I think some projects have done like warnings for rug pulls on the BSC and things like that, and contracts you can post in the website.
So I'm sorry, can you repeat your question? I think like it was difficult to hear you for a moment.
Yeah, with the data and everything, are you looking at building into the Crypto Match like rug pull warnings and contracts where you can post that sort of thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I think as we measure outcomes, so in order to do it, I mean, from solely our standpoint, the way I see you would do it is try to measure outcomes. You'd have to quantify what a rug is, which is difficult to do. Like if you get in this discussion, it's kind of goes on and on. So you have to identify which ones are rugs, and then you would figure out which properties they have, and then do some machine learning on it and some sort of matching criterion, right? And then there's another route where you can go like a rules-based kind of approach, but it's common sense. Like it's probably ruggy if it has like this property, or like if liquidity's in an unlocked wallet, it's a bit ruggy. And that's like the approach that RugScan took. So there's a couple ways that we can do it. We can do our own machine learning on the data that we gather. We don't really have outcome data yet, not a hell of a lot. In time we will, like in a year we will, and in 2 years and 3 years we really will. But I've also thought about integrating like tools that are rules-based into our platform. Like we talked to one last night, and I asked them if they have an API, and they didn't have an answer for me, because I would love to just pull those APIs in. And RugScan, I've been trying to talk to them for a long time, but they just can't seem to get a meeting with me. So yeah, absolutely. I would like sort of like warning systems and all sorts of bells and whistles like that, either homegrown or sourced from other APIs. Because I like what other projects are doing. You know, they do a different approach, and I think it's valuable. I'd like to buy their data, and I feel like there could be a fair exchange there. You know, and I want to partner with those projects.
Okay, and so I see it on a mobile smartphone there. So is it available on Google Play or iOS in the future? Or?
Yeah, in the future, I set the deadline by January 1st. I'd like to have a good, you know, a real nice iOS front end. Right now we have a React app that I will say is its usability is low. Like it's not a great user experience. It's a really minimum viable product, but the back end works, and it kind of shows what we can do. So I'm really pushing for quality clients to be released with probably an upgraded version of our API by January 1st. And I would actually like a television, like a Roku one, because I think it's perfect for TV. Just kind of just like you got your Roku remote, you're just flipping left and right. It's brilliant, right? So I think it would be good for watch as well. So I want all sorts of clients, and I want to release an SDK where anyone can make a client also. So in the long run, many clients. But by January 1st, I want to have iOS and at least like one TV platform, probably Roku, if we can do it.
Okay, and so how have investors been using CryptoMatch, and is it helping them pick better projects on the BSC as well?
Good question. That is a good question. That's a feedback question we should ask. I do not know if anyone has, off the top of my head, I don't know how people have felt about how it has benefited them. My intuition is that as an MVP, like it could be much better. I think a polished version of this app, I would use it. Like I would want alerts on my phone when a project that is likely to pique my interest is going to be launched. I would want that. And I would want to use it. But right now its usability is kind of, it could be better.
I have a little feedback on that, if that would be helpful.
Oh, sure.
I've been assisting a friend who launched a coin recently. He was listed on CryptoMatch. They had not launched yet. So one, he was happy with the exposure that the application gave to others to come and check out his project before it launched. But also we were able to pull the data and see how many votes he had gotten. Now we have to kind of bear in mind that there were probably not going to be a resounding amount of positive swipes, right, or likes, if you want to take it a Facebook direction, right, on a coin that has not been launched yet. But what we did was I came up with the ratio based on the data, and I told him, and that token launcher, he was able to discuss with his media team, with his design team, and with his Solidity dev to see what they can do to improve before launch. So even in this rudimentary proof of concept state, right, as we're working on 2.0, I'm personally seeing positive results come out of this. So that would be one good example.
Awesome.
I don't know if my screen is sharing now, but I'm just like literally displaying the likes by post here. I can just do a SQL query and get it. I just said I've been enjoying having fun with the data. I'm glad that you did that, Philo, because I'm not really talking to people. I'm just like in the server, just like, wow. But yeah, I mean, this is the kind of thing we're getting, and we know which address liked which project and when. And I want to expand on what we know and what we're gathering, because I think we have something quite valuable potentially.
And then in terms of analyzing that data, right? So I'm CMO, so I have relationships with a lot of these groups, and I'm developing relationships, right, with the new ones we are listing. And so we were able to tell certain groups, give them some feedback on well, you're getting very good feedback in CryptoMatch. So what you're doing is working, keep doing it, or maybe you range in the middle, and we'll keep expanding on what characteristics in CryptoMatch can be improved in the future. And so that feedback and those networking relationships are really helping quite a bit.
Yeah, and what's the security features around it? I mean, the team could sort of front run seeing projects with that data, ahead of sort of time what you built in, where it's transparent for investors and people aren't trying to make a profit off the data.
Do you mean like whether we're trying to sell the data, or I'm sorry, what's your?
Or front run, buying a project because you see massive interest, and and the team would sort of be there before the investors.
Oh yeah, like would we use it for that? I mean, I don't know. I mean, probably I wouldn't personally use like the back end data for that. I would be interested in other aspects of it. I think as a user of the application, I would like an alert when a project that I'm likely to want to buy is getting listed and I would otherwise not know about it. But for me as a guy to try to uncover, like I'm not really a trader or like a speculator so much, so I don't know, just not me personally.
I can jump in here.
Everyone's got their own ethics there.
Yeah, I'll jump in on this one too, and I don't know if Cletus fully got the question. Are you talking about the security of the data as far as the database is concerned and its vulnerability?
I thought he was asking about insider information.
No, so let's say like a bot or whatever can go in there and figure out all that information prior to and then feed everyone else the sales. Is that kind of what you're going at?
Or the team could, invest in projects before, with the data and everything in advance. Like, how do you sort of set it up so it's all fair and transparent? Right. Yeah.
Well, I'll give you $10,000 if you can break into the server, like right now. Like you can't, probably not. I mean, it's good security. I work at a cybersecurity firm. That's like what I do.
There we go.
Data scientist.
That's what I wanted.
I know. I understand like basics of security stuff. I run all the servers and do I'm like the cloud engineer of the team, and you're not going to get in here. Like you can't, but even if we like exposed an API, it wouldn't be enough to do what you're saying. Like that's like the game, right? You don't just like let them see your database. You expose like a very curated API that's specific data that you want to expose to people who have buy-ups and so on. And you don't want to just expose all your damn data. That would be silly. No way.
Awesome. And can we actually see the app running? How investors are using it?
Maybe.
If you share your monitor, like.
Yeah, I will. Let me see. Let me make sure I can log in because sometimes it's a little dicey. Like I said, it's. And here's the other thing is that because here's one of the bad ones. ADABoy. What is it called? Crypto Match. One of the parts of the application logic that I want to fix is like I've already swiped everything I can swipe, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to swipe anything right now, but we can try. Let's do it. But it may just say like you're out of projects, swipe, try later or something like that, which is boring. So you connect with MetaMask and you sign a message. Okay, I can swipe on Pitbull. I'm going to say no, just for no other reason than just to demonstrate the functionality. And boom, I'm out of projects. We can look at my projects that I've liked, and I can go back through them and decide that I no longer feel that way, right? I can look at the projects that I've personally listed. These are ones that I've either listed because I wanted to or were paid to do. This is Feedsters, classic, good times. But yeah, like the like projects from here, we can kind of see like what we're able to, this is what a typical listing would be like. But this interface can be packed with such better information. Like we want charts, and I would like user interaction on a much higher level. And we can do this on smartphones, So we have high ambitions to get high quality like user engagement with everything about this. I mean, we can even understand like how well the logo is capturing interest. I mean, it's kind of endless, really, what you can do in terms of user engagement.
Right. And could you maybe charge in the future as well for these services? Could you charge in the future for these services to certain projects and promote them, marketing and advertising on the platform? Yeah.
I think maybe because we're in financial markets, maybe because like money is the business. But typically when you have applications like this, they're free to use, and maybe there are buy-ups. So like for Tinder, there are buy-ups that allow you to use it in advanced ways. And we kind of have that now. Like you have to hold 4 million ADABoy in order to have certain capabilities, but you can still use the application for free. Can we charge for it? Yeah, we sort of already do for listing. I mean, we have a way of doing that and for users, but the market will decide, I guess, what value we present and what we can charge for it. However, just forcing like projects to buy and burn or buy and hold ADABoy has probably helped our chart, because when I go through the data, I found that all the project owners are still holding, which surprised me. I thought they would have dumped. I was like, that's too weak of a condition, but no, you find out that they're actually still holding the token, so it's working.
Right. So yeah, if I invest 4 million, I get extra features then inside Crypto Match. Yeah.
You get unlimited swipes, which is probably stolen from Tinder, but like we can do better enrichment than that. Like I think real-time alerting would be a good one for buyout. Like you don't get alerting on new projects unless you buy up. But alerting would be like the thing. Like, come on, what do you want to know? Is when it's launching, like when launch, when pre-sale. Crypto Match tells you, like that would be nice, right? Because then you don't have to sit in the Telegram all fucking day and figure it out. Crypto Match tells you. That would be a sweet feature that we can probably get buyouts for. I mean, I would pay for it if it worked. I would pay for this service right now, for sure.
Alarms going off if it dumps below a certain amount, something like wake you up and sell something.
And like if the system were mildly intelligent, like in the way that it kind of understood what you liked, it would be very attractive. Like if it once in a while showed me something that I really wanted to see, I would be like fucking amazing. Like I would love it, right? And you don't need to do a hell of a lot of machine learning to figure out what people like, right? Because when they're telling you what they like, you know what they like. It's not that hard. Like the data is perfect. Like I said, it is a data science problem. Blockchains are just, so you need some kind of application like this to tie it to user preferences, and then you got it on easy street, really. It's like, it's not too difficult. You just need to build up the user base. I mean, sure, it's hard, but like, it's not in terms of, I've done harder problems in data science. Like a lot of the problems you have are poor data, but that's not the case for blockchain. The data is perfect. So
yeah, if it can monitor your investments in the future, that'd be great. Yeah, for investors. Yeah, sure. And rewardable. You've had an audit by Rug-Free Coins as well. That was probably earlier on in the project. How did that go? I take it went great.
Yeah. It was fine. Rug-Free, and then they partnered with RugScan, so they're sort of related with them, who I want to partner with now. So it's a small world in BSC right now. I kind of want to integrate Rug-Free into the Crypto Match as well, like as a filter, and it might be already one of the filters that we have. So yeah, we were audited by them early on. Did we get another audit, Adam? I don't remember. I think we passed our. That's fine.
We are going to do another audit with a bigger audit company, just because
Why? It's a fork of baby cake. It's the same one. Their audit would work.
Oh right.
Nah,
so you changed.
For sure.
Is there a 200,000 token like baby cake then, where you need to hold to get the ADA awards?
That's the holder, and we cannot change it because we are a fork of baby cake. We got the same damn contract, which as a security guy, I'm a fan of. Like, you should just use one of the contracts written by the Ethereum developers. That is what they do. There are very few people in the world who can do it as well as them. I'm a huge fan of just using their contracts. The more you modify it, I feel like you're just opening up vulnerabilities, and that's what I've seen over and over. People make these custom contracts and they break, Yeah. Because it turns out blockchains are these giant state machines that you can't predict their behavior. So like leave it to the developers who do this for a living to write the contracts. And so we have dividend paying contract, token. We just use the basic thing, and it has worked for us. And there were times when we thought there were better ones and oh, that contract's clever, but it broke. Ours didn't. So to me, it's you use a simple one. Yeah. A well-known contract.
It's not a problem until you hit around 100 million market cap, and then I think it's $200 you need for the 200,000 tokens, where baby cake sort of could have gone to $1 billion, but they couldn't change that. And it just affects small investors a bit. Yeah.
In terms of the stock market, in order to get a dividend, you have to own at least one share. or it used to be. Robinhood maybe changed this with like partial shares, but I mean, like if Microsoft is $300, you're not going to get a dividend unless you. So that I think that's permissible to me. Like when the thing gets big, you got to have $200 to get a dividend. That's okay. I'm okay with it. And if we need to change it, then we can't. There's no way we can. So
people getting now, it's probably about $5 or $10. It's not much. Yeah. Everyone can get invested.
So you better get it now.
So marketing going forward, I know you're doing the AMAs and everything, which is great. What else do you have planned?
Well, I'm pretty busy with development, but our team is so we have so much fun together, and we interact all the time, and we do everything together. Basically, we make decisions together, we vote, we talk all the time and all day basically. But it's my job to get Crypto Match out the door, so I'm going to try to focus on that as much as I can. Adam can talk about their ambitions, and Philo is CMO of marketing. She's been doing a fantastic job, and they got like another token actually that I don't even know anything about. They can tell you about it. So I'm all about Crypto Match. The others on the team have a bunch of irons in the fire.
Yeah, if you want, I can talk about our new project actually.
Do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's currently right now in what we're calling a Perry sale. The sale actually ends in about 3.5 hours. And so what we did with this token, we did something a little different. We had a live action private sale. This accomplished a few things. One, it was like a test run of the contract on mainnet, because one of the biggest things that I found is with these tokens and contracts is they test them on testnet or maybe their own network. And then you put them on mainnet and they break. So I wanted to make sure it would work on mainnet and not break. Now, so we did that. We did it for about 8 days straight. And then at the end of the 8 days, to my surprise, we had built up a market cap of 230K off of 3 BNB. So I pulled about 26 BNB out of the liquidity. We halted trading, and then we set up a private sale, well, a pre-sale, Perry sale, we're calling it. And in order to do that, because there is no platform to do that, DX sale won't allow it, Pink sale won't allow it, you can't do it. So we utilize a smart contract, and then we use a DApp as a user interface. And basically what that smart contract does is hold the tokens that I sent to it. And then users can log into the DApp with their wallet, purchase up 3 BNB worth of the token. It holds those tokens until the end of the sale, and then users can go in there and claim them. And it's all run on a blockchain. It's all out there, totally DeFi. It's just a smart contract that has one job. And so that's how we did the sale. It's been going pretty good throughout the week. And the project is Floki Pulse. So Floki Pulse, right? Crazy name, whatever, Floki, and it's Pulse. So what is Pulse? Pulse is Pulse Chain. So what we're trying to do here is build a token and liquidity built up so that when Pulse Chains finally release, we can be one of the first and biggest tokens to jump on that chain. And how we're going to do that is this token is a hyper-deflationary and extremely low tax token. So buys and sells trade tax currently is set at 3%. That is the highest it will ever go. And what that is 1% to reflections, 1% to liquidity, and 1% to marketing. At times, I would like to lower it down to 2%, pull out that marketing. If we can, just to even lower the tax even more. Because what I want is a token that you have guilt-free trading, but also by that, you also create a lot of volume, right? So therefore, if you're a holder, you can still hold in that bag and get the reflections, because the volume is so much that 1% reflection actually is quite a bit of token. And there's a lot of trade and a lot of action. What we found on the chart during the private sale is that it was the craziest, most active chart I think I've ever seen. Because of the low tax on BSC, and it's such a new concept, people really dug it. And I didn't think, we didn't promote it, we didn't do anything, because it was just a private sale. It was just more of a test the contract out. And we got 202 holders just in that week, just from like word of mouth. Hey, come test this out with us. So
and they're having a blast, right?
Oh yeah, it's a fun token.
Well, it turns out once you're ADABoy dev team and you say that, then people people kind of do what you want, and it isn't a unique idea. I mean, basically, instead of a private sale first, they did that second. They opened trading for a week, they halted trading, then they did a private sale, huge buyback. Moon. That's the idea. It's pretty. I think it's pretty cool. And then they're gonna do a 1.1 impulse.
Yeah. So
is that going to be built into an ecosystem with ADABoy, or?
It's definitely the same. It's the same brand, sort of. It's all the same devs, and so our reputation and stuff is attached to it. So you know,
I am
you're
a
getting
developer in
quality
Crypto
devs.
Match, so if I wanted to, I could make your buy-ups viable in Floki Pulse. I am the one who can do that.
No, no, come on now. Anyway, no.
Hey, it's not your call, Adam. It's not your call.
It's a product of the ADABoy team. It's a different type of token, which we felt we weren't betraying ADABoy by releasing another token. Because we're not serial token releasers. You know, there are those teams that release a token a week. That's not us. Yeah. This is just a different style and a different type, and a way for us to explore a new blockchain when it opens up. Because we will be
every 5 or 6
over to.
That's where we're at.
Hold on. I'd like to jump in here. I think what's critical here is that the ADABoy team has found out what our audience base likes. Anybody from a PooCoin or shitcoin trader to stock market traders who are coming over into cryptos, whether they know a lot about cryptos or not. The neat thing about Floki Pulse right now is that for the first week and a half or so, it has been a proof of concept to see if people are interested in very low tax reflection tokens that they can kind of have a little bit more fun with trading back and forth until, you know, we do the Perry sale. And then tonight we're going to do the launch at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Different style token, right? Know your audience. So I am blown away by the amount of phone calls I have had with both casual investors and people who like to play around with BSC, and also the conversations I've had networking on the phone with stock market brokers, people who only do coins, people who are company owners and things like that. So as far as the diversity, just the fact that we can offer another coin and proof of concept within a week and a half, we saw there is a massive market for this particular coin. And so the evolution of this is continuing. And as of next week, we will rebrand it from a little bit from the fun Floki Pulse Halloween, you know, a little bit of a meme aspect, which was part of the proof of concept. That and ADABoy, we're sort of evolving our concepts now as we're going, because we're seeing so much interest.
All our tokens have started as memes, but we had a meme president, for God's sake. Memes make the world go round. We just had another meme token hit 84 bill. I think starting off as a meme is just fine. Row your boat, life is but a meme. But then you kind of transition into a more serious thing. Use the meme to gain fame, and then smooth into like a serious posture. That's what we've done, and it's worked for us.
And I think no CMO
tokens and real ones, they're the same thing. Like meme tokens are just more fun. Like they're better, I think. You know.
Okay, well maybe if we can go back to ADABoy, otherwise, yeah, it's nice to hear about your project. Otherwise, it's buy one AMA get one free. So. Doxing, you've doxed already, Cletus, yeah, and KYC from pre-sales. Anyone else in the team doxed as well? And what's the sort of size of the team, the core team, and the mods and the admins?
I don't know if the mods and admin, I don't know if everyone has. I think we've all been on camera at this point and said who we are, at least the core, most of the core developers.
So of the core teams, 5 out of 6 have doxed so far. I'm the last one that will be on video. It looks like we will probably do an AMA on Floki Pulse with you all perhaps next week. We've received an invitation. Cool. So I'm the last one to dox. Everybody's been on camera.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Oh, what does doxing mean? The word means such a terrible thing. Like in internet parlance, it means like to expose people's like social security. I don't know what it means. Dox. Like, you know, what do you want to know about me? I'll tell you what you want to know. Like I'm pretty transparent, reasonably so. I'm not going to tell you where I can live or like what my, you know, what my private numbers are, but I'm not hiding anything. I play a Telecaster. I kind of like Martins. I like data. I wear Adidas. What do you want to know? Like, what is doxing? What does that mean?
Adam, I think
My
Adam
real
wanted
name's
to
Adam.
My real
My
name
real
is
name's
Alan.
Adam.
I work at a cybersecurity firm called Uncommon X. If you really want to dig, you can find out all kinds of things about me. But if you're, don't be creepy and just, leave me alone. Hopefully.
I can introduce myself.
Yeah, I'm video
No
docs,
big deal.
but
Yeah,
I wouldn't show my credentials and address in case I got some stalkers or something like that.
Right, exactly.
Well,
and
and
what is a
that's another
dox?
reason
Like a dox is a
everyone's awake.
terrible word. Like it's used as a word that means when people use it as a weapon, and they give out people's personal information. So I never understood that word. Like I'm just here. Like if you want to know my last name, I guess I'll tell you. Like, do you need it? Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. Like.
And I think Adam did want to speak a little bit on this topic. I think he and I had talked a little bit ahead of time. Adam, did you have something you wanted to pitch in on the whole doxing situation? You came out last night on the AMA on video, and that was very exciting.
No, I'm just saying the whole doxing thing. We're going to be starting an LLC. So as far as doxing is concerned, once we start that LLC, you'll know who we are. That'll be public knowledge, just like everything else. So as far as doxing, yeah, we're on video. These are our real names. We take phone calls. We take texts. It's fine. And we'll be forming an LLC here fairly shortly. So we're going to be above board. We have been above board this whole time. We're just going to actually now do it legally. Above board with an LLC. You'll have our names. You'll know who we are. You'll see that we're trustworthy and that we believe in this project and that we are serious about it.
Right.
Awesome,
but again, I want to kind of impress upon, even, for example, I haven't been on video yet. If you send me a DM and you seem like a reasonable person, you want to have a conversation with me, I'll give you my real phone number, my real name, and then I get on the phone immediately and have what seems like lately about 45-minute to an hour-long conversation with investors, whether they are new to crypto or whether they clearly have billions of dollars. So again, that doxing question is a very good one. But just know that
there's a clear distinction between pure anonymous, someone who shows nothing about themselves, a fake everything, never anything, and then people who expose what they're comfortable with, and everyone exposes what they want. Like, let's say you got like a horribly deformed like face or something, and you don't want to be on camera. I got nothing against that, and I'm not going to say you aren't doxed because you didn't.
You live in another
people want to do.
Right, you live in another country, and you have limitations on your gender. That
you're either trying to be anonymous specifically with intent, or you're not. That's what I think exists, if there's any distinction at all.
I think it was opened up doxing because to clean the BSC up, and so honest people like us had to, come forward, come on video for the scumbags that are doing rug pulls and honey pots and. Just to improve it and improve the price for BNB and just make it a safer space for investors. Yeah.
It's I think the distinction is whether you're trying to hide everything or whether you're forthcoming, basically. But like, what you want to say and do is up to you. I think it's fine.
So as Adam was saying, by the beginning of the year, our LLC will be formed. We have plans to meet up with the lawyer. That will be public knowledge. We will be out, as much as you possibly can with forming an LLC. So in the meantime, we are available on DM in our chat rooms. If anybody wants to talk to me before I officially come out on video next week for a little bit of hype, again, you can. For example, just send me a DM and I'd be happy to get on the phone with you. So and I know these other gentlemen are as well, Adam and then everybody else. We have a couple other members in the chat that I think are muted at the time. So you can kind of decide if you want to unmute them and let them introduce themselves. I'll leave that up to you.
I was going to offer questions from the team or investors if you've got any questions for Cletus or anyone else. No one's got a hand up. Maybe answered everything.
We did have a few up. Let me see who we may have left already.
I didn't know you can raise a hand in Telegram. That's a good feature to have. There is the raise hand button. I use it in MS Teams.
Yes,
good.
I think the two people that raised their hand, I think they had to run and they were kind of planned to come back, but I'm not sure how long we will be here. So we'll see how that happens.
Okay, yeah. Well, I always say, yeah, when in the AMAs, you're open to come back and post on the text chat with updates and everything as ADABoy project moves along. And also investors that are listening into the recording, they can go into ADABoy's chat. We always give them the official link so they don't go anywhere dodgy. And then they can come in to yours.
Yes,
do you
sir.
open the do you open the voice chat there sometimes?
All the time.
Timer up and talk to people, investors.
Well, we like to have a lot of fun at night sometimes, and yes, we often open the voice chat. I think I'm open to it now. If you'd like to do that now or whatever, that's fine with me. We haven't done the late show in a while. The old Philo and Cletus show, that was fun.
I also see actually a lot of the members that we associate with and come to our VCs and we come into theirs actually are listening also. So if anybody wants to sort of chime in on how much fun we have, feel free. And if not,
We are
then
super fun. If you want to support this idea, please speak up. We are hilarious.
Well, I mean, it ranges from silly to serious. I mean, we all work so hard. I mean, when you're working 19 to 20 hours a day, getting 2 hours of sleep a night, there is a moment where you throw back a beer and you really want to talk about cryptos in general. And then there are times where we are actually, collaborating between groups to talk about things that we can do better and that they can do better and giving feedback honestly. And I think that's what I appreciate about the VCs
Sometimes it
most.
gets feisty, and those are good too.
Oh yeah,
that's the way to do it.
That.
Work hard, play hard. You say,
Yes.
I mean, like asking the hard questions is. I don't like to bust people up if they're just like not going to be able to. But I like to ask hard questions to people that can take it. It's important. So that we used to in that late show, we used to really just like the people that come in, we would just be like, but you did this, like what the hell is that? We had a fun time. That was a couple months. We haven't done it in a while.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's how we run WorldCoin Talk. Work hard, play hard, and so you're mixing with each of us so many hours. You have to have a bit of fun and you have to
rub elbows with your business partners a little bit, otherwise it's just like too much business. I think.
And the reason for that because cryptos is 24/7. I'm sorry, like with all the time zones, right? Most of our team is either Central or Eastern Standard Time.
No, except for the ones that are like
Dubai,
in
and then Australia.
Dubai. Yeah, it's like.
Oh, okay, all right. Yes, Australia, and Dubai, and then our partners are around the world. Yes.
Australia is on some sort of weird, crazy time. Yeah, to us.
Upside down there or something like that. Their clocks are upside down. I don't know how it works. Yeah.
Parallel universe, yeah.
And the toilet's the other way.
Okay. So I think we covered most of the things with ADABoy. If there's anything you wanted to recap or we've missed, I can give it back to you, Cletus.
I've got no closing arguments here. I just think that you should check out our project. I think we have a lot of fun, and I think we have a serious use case that I am very serious about designing. So we got a lot of potential. I think our project is undervalued. I'm not going to recommend buying it because it's a volatile asset and you may lose ass if you do that. So I'm not going to recommend that. But I think our project is undervalued at the moment. So going long in it could be good. Maybe not financial advice.
I would recommend everybody to kind of do your research. Come meet the team. Talk to us personally. If you want to get on the phone with me, send me a DM. Sure. Get in the chat.
But make some bucks if you want to. No big deal.
Adam also is willing to talk on the phone. Cletus will talk on the phone. I think the people in the other parts of the world have other apps that they can talk to you on. But we're manning the chat around the clock, and we open the VC as much as we possibly can. Again, we are hardly sleeping, so we're a very hardworking team, but we are very available. And at least myself, and I find that this characteristic seems common among my team, is an effort for transparency. I want to be genuine, right? If I disagree with you, I'm gonna very tactfully and politely tell you, I don't really agree with you, but I'd like to learn more about your point of view. Also constructive feedback. If you have a problem with the way I'm doing something, if you can respectfully tell me, or if you're upset, calm down a little bit, and then let's have a logical and educated discussion.
We have a
about
very
that, you know?
functional team, considering that we all just met on the internet and didn't know each other. Our team like functions quite well, and we have a lot of fun. And I like joke that we're like the Beatles of BSC, and I like the team quite a bit. It's kind of a fun thing. Like, it's special. It's cute.
Well, I mean, we have closer connections than that, though, right?
Yeah, just like I like it.
You know,
we loved it. You know, we didn't even make money for the longest time. Then we finally got CMC and made a little money, but we didn't make money. We were just having fun. You know, it was fun.
Well, it's a great project. You've been around for 3 months, so you know it's legit. It's a great success on the BSC. So I'm sure many investors will come over to ADABoy and be looking to invest.
Yeah, come and hang out and just see what it's about, because there's layers and layers, you know. But we're fun.
This evening is a really great time to come over. Adam and I will be manning the VC, and then other members will be in and out all evening because we are. I'm sorry. We're not in the ADABoy chat today. We're in the Floki Pulse.
Nice Floki.
I'm sorry.
Last night we were going to 1 million. Y'all were in Floki. I was like, where y'all at, dude? We're going to 1M.
Well, this is the nice thing about
like,
having
what up?
We have a very diverse team, and that's the nice part of it. We will be in the Floki.
I love for Floki Pulse. I do.
We will be in the Floki Pulse VC tonight. Adam and I. You can come with any questions. You can come talk to us. Hit an @Philo into the ADABoy chat if you want to discuss anything with me, or get on the phone. I'll give you my phone number. You can call me. Just know we're available, and today's a really good day because we're working on the launch of our other token into our ecosystem. So, do it now while you're thinking of
Can I have a moment, Philo, to also advertise I was not in Floki Pulse because I don't super care about that project that much, which I respect, but it's just not my thing. But I was in ADABoy. I gave
team members, I think, Cletus.
I gave a developer
maybe it's the vodka, perhaps.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to be there. But I gave a developer bounty to find community developers, and it was like $500 to solve some like programming problems, because I'm trying to recruit developers to develop CryptoMatch. So that bounty is out there if you know any Python. I even like gave one of the answers in chat, so you can make $100 just by cruising through chat and regurgitating one of my answers. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, awesome. I mean, it is a party night anyway, because BNB is $531 now as we speak.
Oh my
It's going to the moon.
Yes. It's a big
That's
day.
rock and roll, so we're all going to get rich.
I'm too
on the
paranoid.
BSC.
I never hold BNB because I'm like, it's a centralized crap coin, and I switch it to something else. Maybe I should not do that.
Yeah, we need gas fees.
Yeah, well, they're low. They're low. I think they're low.
Okay, well, I'll finish the recording. It's great to speak to you all. Really interesting project, and I like the features of the project. Yeah, it's very nice. I'll be coming over and investing probably. I'm sure many investors will be doing that too. So it's been great talking, and take care, everyone.
Thank you for your time. We enjoyed it.
Oh,
Yep. Thank you.
my video came up then.
We appreciate you having us over here.
You're welcome anytime.
Thank you very much.
And like I say, you can keep us updated in the text chat with the ADABoy when version 2 launches. That'd be great for Crypto Match. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. I enjoyed your manner of doing the interview. I thought it was very tactful and good. This is one of the better ones I've had, actually. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we are the best at Whale Coin Talk. That's it.
The best of the best.
Great.